Hola amigos from Boulder Training Mecca. This is your host Hugo, and first of all I want to wish you an awesome happy new year. I can't believe it's already 2015. One of the things that I want to start doing this year is to keep doing product reviews, and I thought about maybe starting making some videos. So this is the first video that I'm gonna make, and I'm really excited because now that it's winter, and depending where you live, there's a lot of snow coming down and ice, especially where I live here in Boulder. One of the things that you always wear while you're running on snowy trails or icy trails is some kind of traction, right? What I wanted to do is to do a product review comparing two different options for traction. One option is using Yaktrax, which is this option that you see here. And the other option is kind of a do-it-yourself option, which is pretty much putting screws on your own shoes. This model that you see here, it's called the Yaktrax Run. Okay, let me show you here. This great part that you see here that surrounds all the shoe, it's made out of a high-strength rubber, so it's pretty strong. See here on the outsole, this first section that goes from the heel to the midfoot has some steel coils that are intended to bite into the ice and snow. And this section that goes from here to here, kind of the midfoot to forefoot, now has some steel spikes. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the spikes are intended to provide more traction, when you're out there running. Of course, it has a strap, that you use to secure your shoe once you have installed the Yaktrax on the shoe. It also has a reflective heel tab, so this part is reflective. This part is reflective as well. They're relatively easy to install, really. Let me show you. This is how I do it. They're really light. Once you put them on, they don't feel awkward at all. They're easy to install, versatile in the sense that you can pretty much use this with any kind of running shoe that you have, or even hiking shoe or whatever. So I like that thing about the Yaktrax versus the screw especially. They provide good stability, especially if you use this toe strap. There were several times during my run that this part of the Yaktrax would come off. So it was a little frustrating to stop and try to put this thing back on like this, right? Because you're out there in the middle of nowhere, it's really cold, and the last thing that you want to do is to worry about, having to put this back on. The second one is, I personally didn't see any big enhancement on traction by using this system of spikes. Honestly, the old model, the one that uses just steel coils, work as well or even better than this new feature. They're so cheap. I only pay $1.98 for 24 of these screws. So that's pretty awesome. They stayed in the whole time. None of them came off. So they're secure. I didn't have any issues with any of the screws poking on, parts of my feet. And that's because as you can see here, I installed them on the perimeter of the outsole. So that's something that's important to consider when you install your own screws. It's so rewarding to, you know, just do something by yourself and make it work. So yeah, I feel very proud of myself, man. Once you put them in, you know, you cannot take them out. So you're pretty much gonna be wearing the same pair of shoes for all your runs. Whereas with Yaktrax, they're, as I mentioned before, pretty versatile. Between the two options, I like this one the best, mainly for two reasons. One was I just didn't like the fact that this part of the Yaktrax would come off. Like as I mentioned before, several times during my run, I would have to stop and put this thing back on. So I didn't like that. I mean, who likes to stop while you're running, especially when it's cold, right? You don't want to do that. And the second thing was that the level of traction that I got from, you know, using screws versus using the Yaktrax with the steel coils and the spikes in the front was pretty much the same. And honestly, I felt that this gave me a little extra confidence while going, especially uphill and downhill. I hope that you guys like this first video. If you have any kind of question or feedback, send me an email to bouldertrainingmecca@gmail.com. I also invite you to follow me on social media, and I hope to see you guys soon in the next video doing product reviews or hitting the trails. I'll see you later. Bye.